This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, court frees El-Zakzaky and his wife Zinat. Rivers State government approves proposal for bill to stop open grazing. Rivers police attributes killing of OSPAC leader Nemoha to court clash. Protest over bad portion of LMA axis of East-West Road enters fourth day. On the foreign scene, Colorado officer arrested after threatening to shoot suspect during stop. In business, forex rates spike in the black market. I am Ifiemi Andrew. The Rivers State Executive Council has approved the proposed bill that will give legal backing to the ban on open grazing and rearing of livestock in the state. Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of the state, Professor Zacchaeus Adango, briefed newsmen after the weekly Executive Council meeting.
But we realize that we don't have any instant law criminalizing or prohibiting open grazing. And so it has become necessary for the Office of the Noble Attorney General of Rivers State to propose a bill for consideration of Executive Council. That bill came up before Council for deliberation, and after exhaustive deliberation and discussion of the highlights of that bill, the same was approved by Council for onward transmission to the Rivers State House of Assembly for necessary legislative action.
Professor Adango said the bill, if passed and assented to, will criminalize and prohibit open grazing in the state.
If you look at that bill, it's divided into 4 parts. The first part of that bill deals with the objectives of the bill, that's what the bill intends to achieve, and then also deals with establishment of the state and local government livestock and ranch administration and control committees. The second part of the bill deals with the establishment of ranches and issuance of ranching permits. Third part deals with prohibition of open rearing and grazing of livestock, offences and penalties therefore. The final part of the bill deals with miscellaneous provisions, including power to arrest, detain, impound trespassing livestock, and the jurisdiction of the court to try offences.
He also said that the council also approved the proposed River State Residence Registration Agency bill.
Government requires a lot of information and data for planning, either in the phase of security, economy, social activities, and so on. And so we thought that it is necessary for Rivers State government to have a bill that will require mandatory registration of residents. That bill makes provision for the mandatory registration by every person who lives and does business in Rivers State. Now, that bill is going to establish an agency that will superintend the implementation of the provisions of that bill. So if you come to Rivers State and you are going to stay in the state for a period of more than 2 weeks, you will be bound to register. Of course, you can register either in person or you can register electronically. And if you fail to register, that itself constitutes an offense under the bill when passed into law.
Also, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Fred Bako, said Council also approved the construction of a modern abattoir at Mboshimini Rumeme, Obiakwa local government area of the state.
The modern abattoir is going to be fully automated to be able to meet up with the needs of our state in line with getting proper meat. And this abattoir is situated on a 21 plots of land. It is by the seashore so that people who are coming from riverine areas can also come into. It will have the ability to be able to slaughter 400 cattle per day and 1,500 goats and sheep per day. It will satisfy the need of the people. People will be employed. So it was approved today by the state government.
The Supreme Court has upheld the re-election of Rotimi Akeredolu as governor of Ondo State. Akeredolu's victory was affirmed after 4 of the 7 justices of the Supreme Court heard the case upheld his candidacy in the October 10, 2020 election in the state. Akeredolu commended the court's judgment.
We just got the news of the final decision of the final court on the election petition filed by my brother, retired Jegede SN. As you all have heard, the Supreme Court dismissed his appeal on 4-3 basis. And that, in essence, is that from the tribunal up to the Supreme Court, the justices have affirmed that the petition was most frivolous.
The Kaduna State High Court has acquitted the embattled leader of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, IMN, Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, and his wife Zinat of all the charges brought against them by the Kaduna State government. Justice Gideon Kurada upheld the no-case submission filed by El Zakzaki's counsel, Femi Falana. El Zakzaki and his wife have been facing the court for the past 4 years, and they've been in detention since December 2015 after a bloody clash between his followers and soldiers in Zaria. A member of the Resource Forum Islamic movement in Nigeria, Alhaji Ibrahim Gamawa, said the verdict attests to their long-standing position that the sheikh is innocent.
We thank the court for doing the needful. We have said it many times, so we are confident in the Nigerian court. But the problem is with the executive. So Mala is out of the court, and we don't know whether they may decide to go and arrest him in his house or maybe on his way to go for medical checkup. So thank God now the court has discharged him and acquitted him. The problem is now with the executive.
Our correspondent gathered that El Zakzaki is now at his private residence. River State Police Command has confirmed that the killing of Alex Owazurike Isaac, the leader of the disbanded OSPAC, was cult-related. He was killed in Umudioga community in Emoha local government area on Tuesday. Spokesman of the command, Nnamdi Omoni, spoke to correspondent Swebi Oruwari on the matter.
Umudioga, where the head of OSPAC in that community was killed. I understand also that he's been building a court wall which resulted in his death last night. It's a rival court group invaded his privacy, got him killed and decapitated him. As we alerted, we moved in immediately. We were able to secure his dismembered corpse, and then since that night now we've been there.
SP Omoni tells our correspondent that no arrests have been made over the incident.
They're able to restore some level of normalcy. People who ran away from the community are coming back. We are also allaying their fears. Our men will be there until total peace is restored. Fear of reprisal attack from the other group. So we'll be there until there's total peace in the community. The CP has ordered investigation into the matter, and some of our officers are combing the bushes, trying to trace the fleeing cultists. So far, place is calm. Assistance from members of the community to assist us with useful information that can lead to the arrest of these hoodlums.
The police spokesman revealed that stakeholders from the community have been invited to a crucial meeting to discuss how to stop the crisis.
From what the CP, the order he gave to the DC state said, he has asked him to invite all the stakeholders, the leadership of this community for a meeting, with a view to finding lasting solution to it, because we understand that they have some misunderstandings, especially with the security outfit and these court groups. So we want to really look into the matter critically and ensure that a lasting solution is preferred.
Our correspondent gathered that the killing comes barely 3 weeks after the chairman of Emoha local government area, Chidi Lloyd, pronounced the proscription of all vigilance groups in the area. Meanwhile, the chairman of Emoha local government area, Chidi Lloyd, says security personnel deployed to Umudioga community have brought the situation under control. The protest over the bad state of Eleme Road enters its 4th day today. The protesters, mainly youth from Eleme and Ogoni communities, say they will remain on the road until relevant authorities mobilize contractors to begin work on the road. As you may know, the protest has grounded economic activities on the Eleme stretch since Monday. Still ahead, the number of Nigerians experiencing hunger doubles due to economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Stay tuned. The Consulate General of Nigeria in New York says it is making arrangements to enroll Nigerians within its jurisdiction for the National Identification Number need in line with the directive from the federal government. The Consul General, Ambassador Lot Egopija, stated at a hybrid town hall meeting at Nigeria House in New York for Nigerians within the jurisdiction. He said the consulate has improved services in the area of passport processing, issuance, passport delivery, and visa documents.
We're working towards trying to keep Nigerians from traveling to missions for just to do passport renewals. So we're already talking with some courier companies that will just come pick it from your doorstep. By the time you have done all the necessary fillings online and you have made your necessary payments and we have proof, because we have also seen places where some people pay, they will go behind and then withdraw the payment again. Meanwhile, the process has already been done. But the moment you legit have made your payments, fill your forms appropriately, we don't even want you to come to the missions anymore. The courier company will pick up. Bring it here, we get the job done, and we deliver it to you.
The number of Nigerians experiencing hunger has doubled because of the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Human Rights Watch, in its report Between Hunger and the Virus, suggests that government cash transfers to the less privileged have not had the desired impact of cushioning the effects of various lockdowns on people's livelihoods. Its one-year research focused mainly on Lagos. Meanwhile, the NCDC says Nigeria has recorded 4,261 cases in 30 days. Dr. Okeke Uchenna from the Department of Internal Medicine at University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital says everyone should endeavor to do a hepatitis test to know if they have the virus. Dr. Uchenna highlights the types of hepatitis when she spoke on World Hepatitis Day with Nigeria Info.
Basically, the virus attacks the liver, and if it's not checked, it multiplies within the body. For the hepatitis B, is greatly preventable. There are vaccines available for hepatitis B. Unlike the hepatitis C, that doesn't have any vaccine, but it's 100% curable. So usually, at the initial phase of the infection, you might just have this feeling of unwell, malaria-like symptoms. The truth is that it's difficult to say categorically at what point the infection gets into the system, particularly for those that don't show the color change in the eye. But the advice I would give to general public is at every opportunity you find yourself in the hospital, be it general medical checkup, you want to go and check for typhoid and malaria, add hepatitis B and C to that test you're doing.
While listing some ways of preventing the disease, she encouraged those living with hepatitis not to lose hope.
First of all, if you get infected, there are drugs that can be used to treat them. But in terms of prevention, for B, get vaccinated. For hepatitis B and C, so avoid sharing of sharp objects, ensure that the blood you're getting transfused with is properly screened. For mothers that are pregnant, they should register early for antenatal and get screened for viral hepatitis. If they are positive, there are measures put in place to prevent transmission of the virus from the mother to child in the course of the delivery. And then for the patients that are positive, they should come to the hospital so that they will be taken care of properly and better to avoid the complications that set in if not managed properly.
World Hepatitis Day is celebrated every 28th of July, and the theme for this year is Hepatitis Can't Wait. Away from that, a one-time Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Lafia Obadiah, believes the move of the CBN to stop sale of forex to Bureau de Change operators is short-sighted. He spoke to correspondent Wemimo Adewumi.
The BDCs had a lot of challenges. They had constituted more or less a cartel. Now, moving it to the commercial banks, experience has shown us that the banks are no more efficient than the BDCs in the foreign exchange market. It will only work when you have a much better system in place. We still have multiple exchange rates. It will always create a non-transparent market with artificial shortages, with manipulation of the system. For me, it is like checking from one cartel and giving to another cartel. We have not even been told at what rate the banks are to operate. Is it at a free market rate or at a guided rate? If that is official, in fact, you create an even bigger black market.
He made comparisons with other countries and highlighted that the CBN has no business continuously funding BDCs.
The issue, as far as I'm concerned, is number one, the transparency of the whole foreign exchange market. Secondly, the lack of long-term strategic planning for the Naira. Thirdly, the problem of dollarization of the economy. These are the key issues. The dollar will rise in relation to the Naira. This is what we might come across going forward. But if it is managed well, you discourage frivolous purchasers of foreign exchange who just want to buy and keep. It might in fact help to rationalize the system even better.
Meanwhile, the BDC operator in Abuja, Awelu Ibrahim, says the accusations that the operators were aiding illicit financial crimes in the country were untrue.
In Nigeria, this business is never like before now. In some years back, we are the one that control the business, but now there are some forces outside, especially there are some government officials who enter into this business as a result of getting license from the CBN. So they enter into our business and we don't have full control over them to control the market. That's the problem we are facing now. People, they have their license, they get it from CBN, they enter our markets to sell their dollars without even knowing the association.
In entertainment, Raymond Abbas, aka Ray Hush Puppy, has agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy to engage in money laundering and online fraud, according to latest reports in the US media. Evan Ratliff, who writes for Bloomberg, tweets that Hush Puppy will face up to 20 years in prison at sentencing. Hush Puppy was arrested by Dubai police on June 10, 2020, alongside 11 other members of his gang, which include Olalekan Jacob Bonle, also known as Woodbury. In sports, Paris Saint-Germain have opened initial discussions to gauge Paul Pogba's interest in joining them from Manchester United either this summer or next, when the 28-year-old France midfielder is available for free.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
A Colorado police officer has been arrested after being filmed threatening to kill a man during an arrest. Body camera footage shows Aurora policeman John Harbert using a pistol to strike the man, saying, "If you move, I will shoot you." A second officer has also been arrested for failing to stop Mr. Harbert. Footage played for the press on Tuesday shows Mr. Harbert repeatedly saying, "Stop fighting," as the man tells him, "I can't even breathe and you're killing me." The man, who was being arrested on suspicion of trespassing, was admitted to hospital following the incident. Both officers are now being investigated and would face charges. On the news this morning, you heard that a Kaduna State High Court has acquitted El Zakzaki and his wife Zinat of all the charges brought against them by the Kaduna State government. A Rivers State government has approved a proposal for a bill to stop open grazing in the state. Rivers State Police has attributed the killing of OSPAC leader Inemoha to a court clash. Protest over a bad portion of LMA axis of East-West Road has entered its fourth day. On the foreign scene, a Colorado police officer has been arrested after threatening to shoot a suspect during a stop. In business, forex rates spike in the black market. The news was edited by Enoho Ogbevire. Contact our newsroom at 0818-900-0017. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. I am Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for listening and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye for now.